The Cricket and the Hearth, written by Charles Dickens, narrated by Tabitha Rickard. Copyright 2024 by Anthony Pica Productions, LLC. Production copyright 2024 by Anthony Pica Productions, LLC. Chapter 1. Chirp the First. The kettle begun it. Don't tell me what Mrs. Peerybingle said. I know better. Mrs. Peerybingle may leave it on record to the end of time that she couldn't say which of them begun it. But I say the kettle did. I ought to know, I hope. The kettle begun it. Full 5 minutes by the little waxy-faced Dutch clock in the corner, before the cricket uttered a chirp, as if the clock hadn't finished striking, and the convulsive little haymaker at the top of it, jerking away right and left with the scythe in front of a Moorish palace, hadn't mowed down half an acre of imaginary grass before the cricket joined in at all. Why, I'm not naturally positive. Everyone knows that. I wouldn't set my opinion against the opinion of Mrs. Peerybingle, unless I were quite sure, on any account whatever. Nothing should induce me, but this is a question of fact, and the fact is that the kettle begun it, at least 5 minutes before the cricket gave any sign of being in existence. Contradict me and I'll say 10. Let me narrate exactly how it happened. I should have proceeded to do so in my very first word, but for this plain consideration, if I am to tell a story, I must begin at the beginning. And how is it possible to begin at the beginning without beginning at the kettle? It appeared as if there were a sort of match, or trial of skill, you must understand, between the kettle and the cricket. And this is what led to it, and how it came about. Mrs. Peerybingle, going out into the raw twilight, and clicking over the wet stones in a pair of pattens that worked innumerably rough impressions of the first proposition of Euclid all about the yard, Mrs. Peerybingle filled the kettle at the water butt, presently returning, less the pattens, and a good deal less, for they were tall and Mrs. Peerybingle was but short. She set the kettle on the fire, and in doing so, she lost her temper, or mislaid it for an instant, for the water being uncomfortably cold, and in that slippery, slushy, sleety sort of state, where it seems to penetrate through every kind of substance, patten rings included, had laid hold of Mrs. Peerybingle's toes, and even splashed her legs. And when we rather plume ourselves, with reason to, upon our legs, and keep ourselves particularly neat in point of stockings, we find this, for the moment, hard to bear. Besides, the kettle was aggressive and obstinate.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?